How many times a day do you find yourself just mindlessly waiting? Whether that's waiting for an appointment, whether that's waiting at the garage, whether that's waiting for the bus, whether that's waiting whilst cooking, whilst in the laundry, whilst on the toilet seat. That strange limbo state that averages for about 10 to 20 minutes where you're just wondering, what can I do in this time? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to seize that time back. By the end of this video, you'd have collated simple yet effective suggestions on what to do during those idle times where you can't exactly do the big things. So let's dive in. The benefits of planning your day before your day starts, whether that's the day before or the day of, is that it allows you to know what to do even when you have that idle time. Which leads me to my first point: contribute to your planned threes. The three main things that you've set out to do for the day. When you plan your day the night before or the day of, think about the activity that you can do during an idle time that would allow you to get closer to this daily goal of yours. So if that goal is to read, for example, let's say read 10 pages, that's part of your top 3 priorities. You would break it down as, if I have idle time during the day, I have access to this. Or if it's shopping, then if I have idle time during the day, then I can quickly go and grab that. So contribute to your planned top 3 things for the day is one way to utilize those idle times, but you can only remember it when you've planned it before, because like I said, it's such a short time that if you try and start thinking about what to do or how I can break down my activity for the day and do it now, the time is probably going to fly. So it's important to be able to have done this before the day starts so that when the idle time comes, you can just utilize it. Point number 2 is to journal. Sometimes it's just good to let your mind wander and think, especially if you're creative, and just put those thoughts down. Whatever comes to mind, put it down so that you can develop on those thoughts later. If there are thoughts that you already have down, use that time to develop on that thought and take it even a step further. If you're thinking about something, write it down. It just allows yourself to be raw in your ideas. It allows you to think creatively, think about something more deeply. If you're marinating or meditating on something particularly, if you're marinating on a thought, a quote, a scripture, you can expand on that whilst waiting. You can develop previous ideas that you have also in that time. So that's what journaling can look like in that short spurt of time that you may have. Number 3 is to organize your to-dos. So this can be your to-do like shopping, your to-dos or traveling. If you have an event or planning coming up, to what to do in that time, like how to carry out those activities, you can organize your mind during this short period of time as well. It might not be the day for shopping, it might not be the day that you're traveling, but if you know that it's around the corner soon, and you'd only know that if you popped it in your calendar, if you know that that's coming up very shortly, then use this time to just organize your thoughts. That would help that next activity just be smoother. It will just allow it to flow smoother because you've kind of begun the organization and the planning of your mind around it. So then when the time comes, it would just be a case of go action. Number 4 is communicate. So this depends on your style of communication, but in this time you can use it to call that friend that you've just not had the chance to, call that family member, use it to communicate with your loved ones very quickly. I struggle with communicating with people over the phone because it eats a lot into my time, and because I can get carried away in the conversation can be 3-4 hours long. So I usually only call people when I know I have the time, but if I call people in this time, then I know I'm restricted to a short period of time and the conversation doesn't have to be that long. So people that you're trying to have a short conversation with, you're just trying to check in, check out, or follow up on something, or send voice notes. I love a good voice note. Send a good voice note about something. Also in communication, it can be replying to emails. There are days where I've not been able to reply to emails for a couple of days, so it's on that go during that appointment, during that waiting, that I'm able to then reply to an email that needs to be replied to. It's just those little communication that would just help things go smoother again for the future. And the final point is to rest. Now, there are different ways where you can rest, but you can implement some resting mechanisms during that short 10 to 20 minutes that would allow you to just be refreshed for the next activity that you're waiting on. Resting doesn't always look the same. It could be taking a short walk, a 5-10 minute walk. It could be taking a power nap, a 10-minute, 20-minute power nap. It can be drawing or taking your mind off of something. I talk about how to actually rest, how to take productive rest that truly make you feel like you rest in this video if you're interested, because stress is all over the place. So adding more stress to your life in that time is just not what you need. So check out that video and I'm sure it would help you be better at resting. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.